I'm going to issue a trigger warning here, not for the vegans, but actually for the meat eaters.
I'm actually cutting back on my red meat. You'll be happy to know. But
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. But I have put a lot of effort and time into how to cook steaks. Now, this man here.
I can't look at this, Ethan.
This man here bought a Japanese A5 Wagyu, and he says, "How would you guys cook this beauty?" Now, does it have a price on it? This thing probably costs like $500, maybe more.
Probably like 200, I think.
Quit speaking, you.
Shut up, Hassan. That's what Jordan just said. He says, this man literally told this fucking guy, he says, freeze it and then air fry it at 450. Drain the fat and then add water.
Bro, I did literally like an hour on this on my show when it first came out. I'm not even kidding.
This is actually like old.
When I saw this tweet, I was like, he should go to jail. I'm not, you know how like, oh, C16, if you misgender a trans person, you go to jail. Like, that's not real, but I wish it was. Specifically for this, okay?
You know what?
You should go to jail for this.
We should actually try this. Maybe it's
No,
fair.
I can't do that. No, I can't allow that.
You know what I mean?
Okay, A5 Wagyu.
Maybe I should try
specifically for those of you who don't know, if you want to pull that back up. Okay.
There, I'm in trouble again.
It is the highest quality of meat that you can get on this planet. Okay, A5 Wagyu. A5 is the designation. The specificity. The reason why it's so. The reason why it's regarded as a delicacy is because of the unique marbling. Okay, in order to get that marbling, we're talking about hundreds of years of like cow technology. These cows get fed. They're not allowed to move. They're massaged regularly. And they listen to fucking like classical music and shit, okay? Like the way to get this marbling, which is the fat inside of the protein, okay? That is a scientific process.
They're the only ones to do it, really.
Yes.
It's a small place in Japan.
Yes. So whenever people say like, oh, this is Kobe beef or whatever, like half the time, that's not real A5 Wagyu.
Yeah, more.
This is, okay? You can see it. So the fat is literally what actually makes this steak what it is. So Jordan Peterson is saying drain the fat.
Add water.
I hope he is never allowed to enter Japan or the United States of America ever again.
This man said steam it. He goes, add water and steam that bitch. Yeah, but somebody actually took his advice.
Fuck you if you don't like it.
Oh, wait, where's that photo? Oh, wait. Where's that photo of someone who took his advice and sent a picture? Yeah, someone took his advice. It was so good. Yeah, shame on you, Mr. Peterson. You vile freak. How dare you? God, he tweets so much. What this guy, dude? This is just 1 hour of scrolling. Yeah, here's Hassan. You see this? Someone said, "Hey, I cooked my
a fake image from a. That's like a.
I know.
Famous... Sorry.
I must say that I've had some post.
I'm so serious. I get very serious about meat.
Wait, what's happening back there?
What?
What happened to the picture? You took it down so fast. Yeah. I cooked my Wagyu steak exactly how he recommended. Frozen, then air fried. Turned out delicious.
Oh God, I can't look at that.
And then he actually responded to that. I don't think he knew it was a joke. But yeah, shame on you, Jordan Peterson.
Ouchie.
I want to point something out here, okay? First of all, constantly eating red meat, not good for you. Carnivore diet, not healthy for you.
No.
Okay? Understand this. It's not. I eat so much chicken. I love red meat. I eat red meat too regularly, okay? But what you need to understand, if you only have red meat, you're going to have health complications. Apple cider is going to probably take you out like it almost killed Jordan Peterson. But the most offensive part of this entire process is that if you are advocating to eat fucking a carnivore diet, you know what I mean? At least develop an appreciation for the meat that you're consuming, the animal that you have butchered and murdered, okay? Let it not die in vain. By doing that, you are disrespecting the fucking animal.
What are you saying, bro?
Now,
this is perfectly cooked
now,
A5.
Also on top of that, like how do you make a diet? Like how do you claim that you have this like incredible diet, okay? This carnivore diet, which requires you to eat meat, and you still don't know how to cook meat?
Think again, sunshine.
I
Fucking
resent that.
disgusting.
Jordan Peterson does nothing wrong, and you are a hater. Also, you're a communist.
YOLO bitches. Get
Yo-
some.
Actually, so the whole all meat diet is actually a total fucking grift that his daughter, friend of Andrew Tate, is doing. She actually even gave a speech here explaining that force feeding your infant meat will make their head bigger. Now, I'm not sure that's a good thing.
I was so confused by this.
I'm not sure about making, you know what I mean?
Okay, well, I mean,
This is
I mean,
Caleb Peterson.
maybe you should give it. I fucking wish my parents gave it a shot. Maybe
force feeding you meat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like they kind of fucked up on that one, didn't they?
Baby sad.
We need you. Anyway, have you seen this clip? It's great.
Food that people can actually survive on as a single food without supplementing anything else, which is the perfect elemental diet for a sick person. If you use meat as a first food for a baby, their head circumference is actually larger than babies fed without meat.
Yeah, I think that's called a birth defect.
Baby wants.
I think that's called. They're like, yo, dude, if you force feed your child meat instead of milk, their head ends up 200% larger.
Are we missing something? Does she think bigger head means bigger brain?
Big
and
head
therefore
mean
smarter?
big brain.
Baby is
Yeah,
angry.
like that's why Sebastian Gorka is the smartest American, smartest Hungarian and American.
The ketogenic diet, which is the type of diet I'm on, minus the plant food, has been shown.
Yo, I'm on keto, minus the veggies. Veggies are for gay people, clearly.
I mean,
to treat
She's so fucking nuts. Yeah.
I also don't believe it. Like I low key don't believe that she's just exclusively eating meat in the way that she presents it, because like you truly would have way more health complications. Like there's no way.
I agree with you. I think she's lying. But she has this thing called the Lion Club where people pay her monthly for advice. It's really weird. And this is the kind of advice. Force feed your infant through a syringe, ground up fucking cow blood or some shit.
Epilepsy since the 1920s and was kind of put out of fashion by anti-epileptics. In the first study on the carnivore diet,
The big anti-epileptic lobby.
Damn. They got us again.
released by Harvard this November, adults consuming a carnivore diet experienced few adverse effects and instead reported health benefits and high satisfaction. The surprise came because an average of 90% of people saw improvements across all diseases on the diet. 1 in 4 people.
If you stop and think what she's actually advocating for, she wants people to eat only meat. Like, do you understand like how fucked up that is for like the world?
That's bad for the environment.
It's so bad.
It's also like not something that people can do because it's like super expensive.
It's super expensive, and we will absolutely Well, that's why Jordan Peterson's always going on and on now about how global warming is a hoax. Like the man, this
he's going
family
on
is
and on
so
about
fucked.
the global warming is a hoax because he's an oil lobbyist. Like, make no mistake, he's getting money 1,000,000%. I'd bet money that he's getting paid by the oil lobby. I mean, he is actually. Why?
Well, he's on the Daily Wire now.
Yeah, it's not even just that, but also like he does the speaking engagements and stuff where he's constantly talking about like, well, logging is destroying the environment too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with fossil fuels. That's how we uplift the third world, like that sort of shit. God, the oil lobby is so fucking devious. Anyway,
Rats will dance for money.
he does get speaking engagement fees from them. He's a piece of shit. Fuck
1
that
in
guy.
4 people over 64 have type 2 diabetes in America. All respondents with diabetes discontinued non-insulin injection agents.
She really said no more insulin, just eat meat. Yo, you got diabetes? Throw that
This
insulin
bit
out.
suffers.
Air fry a steak.
Okay, for those of you who like will try and make an argument or something about this, like here's the thing. Yes, like a bariatric surgery, a gastric bypass will cure your diabetes unless you're type 1, right? Or wait, is it type 2, the one that's like
I think it's
permanent and genetic?
Type 2 is the permanent one.
Yeah, okay, unless you're type 2. But make no mistake, you wouldn't be curing your diabetes by just eating meat. You'd be curing your diabetes if you actually end up losing weight. That's
Which,
it.
of course, you're going to lose weight with all meat because, like, you're going to get ill if you eat, like, 2,000 calories of meat every day. You'll be, like, absolutely.
I got it right. Type 1 is permanent. Type 2 is...
Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, Yeah, she's so vile.
84% discontinued oral medication, and 92% of participants on the carnivore diet with type 2 diabetes discontinued insulin altogether. Over 2,000 people were studied who were on the diet for over 6 months, and there was a 90% reduction in all diseases. The demonization of red meat was based off of a few hypotheses.
The demonization of red meat?
Who the fuck's demonizing red meat?
Cows, a fucking
You know-
systematic slaughter
okay,
of
you wanna
cows.
know
Like
what?
cow farts are literally causing global
You want to
warming.
know who's demonizing red meat? Her fucking dad, bro.
Yeah, I see what she did.
I saw what he did with the.
I don't
what
want to
he
eat.
suggested with that A5 Wagyu is so disgusting. Oh god.
It's actually
Shame.
hateful. If I could call, I would like to call it a hate crime.
It is a hate crime. It's
Yeah.
a hate crime against Japanese cows.
But like, it's so insane what she's advocating for. Like, even if what she's saying is true, let's assume that eating cows cures every fucking sickness in the world. It's crazy, but how are you going to do that? How are you going to get enough cows, even for the United States, to feed everybody just cow meat every meal? Like, what world are you even wanting to build with that? It's crazy.
And it's
observation.
because the study, when I saw this video, I was like, she's talking about a Harvard study, and I was like, I gotta see what this is, like if there's any validity to it.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I know what your purpose was. you have a bias.
I have an
don't
agenda here. It's true. It's true. But yeah, I found the study, and the study itself makes a lot of points about that. How it is in no way realistic for the entire population to switch to this kind of diet because of those environmental concerns.
It'd be catastrophic.
Yeah, they point that out. And on top of that, this study was all self-reported by people that are super into the carnivore diet. So of course they're saying, "Oh yeah, it's great," because I mean, you know how these people are. They're all like her. They think it's like a cure-all.
They
to everything.
self-reported. So how did they find the participants?
On like Twitter, on social media.
So what's the point of even making this? Like,
Harvard's falling apart.
what's the point of even doing this?
I mean,
like, hey, carnivore diet people, tell me how you're.
Because they're too focused on doing pronoun studies. So the institution of Harvard is falling apart, folks.
That's right.
They're not even doing good studies no more.
I tell you what, man.
I mean, like you can do a self-reported study. It's just like there's no way to recreate this, I don't think. And also, diets are so complicated, so complex because human beings are so different from one another. There's different ways that people process, metabolize food. It's just stupid. It's just stupid to be like, oh, just the carnivore diet will work. When ultimately, yes, if you dramatically shift your diet, and one thing I always say is you have to make sure your diet is whatever it is, right? Like you can have an unhealthy diet, you can have a healthy diet, but you have to make sure that your diet is one that you can follow for the rest of your life. Otherwise, you will yo-yo. Your weight will go back and forth as soon as your, I guess, quote unquote, diet is over, right? Because there's no such thing. And I don't think you can do that with just straight meat.
Well, the reason people do lose weight on meat is because going to like one food is like it's a technique in nutrition and in health to figure out like if you're having food allergies or certain foods aren't doing good for your body. So if you are having some kind of allergies and you feel sick from eating, which I assume these people probably do to do something as radical as that, if you go back down to just eating meat, then whatever you were eating before is out of your diet. But you're supposed to slowly add things back in one at a time. Not just go, oh, I'm just going to eat meat forever. That doesn't make any fucking sense. To go back
You're
to
literally describing fixing eating disorders. Like that's what dietitians would teach you on, step by step.
Yeah, they like sticking in the dysfunction part.
Yeah. Well, it's no fun. The fuck, like, yeah, food is fuel, but you can make healthier choices that work for you. I do it, I've been relatively successful in this endeavor. It just pisses me off that they take something that I enjoy eating and then they turn it into like this awful thing. Like they advocate for like the worst kind of the worst type of consumption. You can still have carbs. You should have a healthy, balanced diet. It's so stupid.
Going back to the survey, it says or this is the study she's citing. So not only were they self-assessed, but it does not include any objective assessment of their diet, nutrition status, health-related outcomes, or health-associated behaviors.
Oh, why does it lie?
Yeah, I know. So, like they said, further investigation is needed to better understand the diet and its impact on health.
And that's directly from the study. So it's not even that it's like a bad study. Like they acknowledge the shortcomings in the study. It's just they were
super preliminary.
Right, exactly.
And she's
Where's
like, not
she
Harvard.
talking about this?
Apparently, I just saw somebody in the chat mention it. Oxford.
Yeah, it looks
something
like
or
it's some British shit because like the kids in the back look like composers.
Bit dressed up, isn't it?
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
come on.
here comes.
I fancy eating meats too, me lady. Big fan. Big fan.
All stand in attention to Her Royal Highness, Michaela.
I told you.
Lion Diet,
While sucking the
Peterson.
smoker,
I love
watching a
Scran.
taught her to say booyakasha.
Studies that have been proven to be false. Saturated fat has slowly been disappearing as the cause
Why
for
does she
heart
have her
disease
bag
in
on her?
scientific literature.
Yeah, to relax. You know what I mean? Be comfortable up there.
Yeah,
It's like she's ready to run at any
like,
time.
I've heard Londonistan is
Told
crime
you.
infested. Lots of knife crime here, innit? Need to keep your bag on you. Keep the fanny.
Because it's not the cause for heart disease.
Okay.
The studies on colorectal cancer were done on people who also ate more sugar and processed foods, McDonald's.
Thanks
need
for the
fiber
B-roll
is
of Chinese food.
a myth when you don't consume plants. Our populations need high levels of vitamins. It turns out that's only necessary because we're consuming so many carbs.
Okay.
We can't handle the amount of sugar in our body.
I don't disagree with this. It's just so fucking annoying when like people are talking when people want to like sell their fad diets. They genuinely are. It just frustrates me so much because they always sneak in normal, factually accurate information in there. Not the fiber part, but like, yes, the American diet is absolutely fucked. Okay, we have a tremendous amount of carbs. Carbs are not as filling overall.
No, but she's talking about
The types
like
of carbs,
any
usually
carb.
processed sugars.
They have like psycho takes on carbs. They're like no fucking carbs ever.
Yeah, I'm not a
That meat
keto
goes
advocate. I've done keto and it's not sustainable. I don't like it. It's not for me. Maybe it is for you. Who knows? But what I was trying to say is like, yes, if you have a diet that comprises almost exclusively of fucking carbs and like very little protein, yes, your muscles are going to atrophy. You're not getting enough nutrients. You're not getting enough macronutrients.
But who's doing that? You're living on just like French fries? I mean,
people have shit diets.
but I'm saying like, of
People
course
just
that's
eat
bad for you.
nothing but bread.
Bread, yeah, that's
a lot of
not a
people
good
have shit
diet either.
It's also cheaper.
I wonder
Remember,
what's worse, eating just bread or just red meat? Probably just bread.
yeah, no, eating just bread is worse than
So
eating.
she's onto something.
But you're right. Like that's an insane 1-to-1 comparison, right? Like no one is eating just bread or just rice or whatever.
If somebody's just eating carbs, they know they're unhealthy. You know what I mean? Like that's not a fucking mystery. But for some reason, she's convinced that eating just meat to the dome is the greatest thing that ever happened.
Something that you guys just should always keep in mind is that all fad diets basically are operating sneakily under the same fundamentals, okay? Calories in, calories out is real. It's just, your body is a machine. Obviously, it varies from person to person. Some people have a higher, more active metabolism. They're less sedentary. They're more fidgety even. You know what I mean? There's like multiple different ways that your body is constantly burning and needs more carbs or needs more calories, sorry. These guys all are just basically taking that fundamental principle and then adding unnecessary weird shit to deviate from the rest and make themselves seem like a more marketable, trendy dieter.
I find a lot of those diets, they kind of accidentally, you just consume less because the diet is so fucking crazy. Like keto. It's like, if you're cutting out processed food and carbs and sugar, you're probably going to lose weight regardless of what you're eating. But here's Jordan Peterson talking very highly about his all meat diet.
Well, I've been eating
His voice is so fucking crazy. I've been eating only red meat.
Basically nothing but meat. I don't like to talk about this much because I'm not a dietitian, and it's really weird. In some ways, I just hate this diet because I
Wait, really? Because your daughter's selling a whole fucking course about it.
love to cook.
You've
and I
changed, bro.
love to go out to restaurants. It's very restrictive. But when I went on this diet to begin with, because of autoimmune issues, as far as I could tell, I lost like 50 pounds in 6 months. It was ridiculous. Like, I wasn't really that much overweight. I'm about 6'2", so, but like 8 pounds a month.
Oh, this isn't the video I wanted. This isn't the video I wanted. Here. This is fast forward a month or something of him. Yeah, I see. Here's Jordan Peterson on his...
Are you still eating your all beef diet?
Unfortunately, yes.
Really, just beef? Not? Can you have like ketchup on it?
Nothing. It isn't something I would lightly recommend. It's a little hard on your social life.
He's such a badass,
Makes traveling quite
dude.
difficult, and it's dull as hell. But
But what has it done for you?
well, I lost 50 pounds in 7 months.
He looks so happy, by the way. With his,
Dude,
you know what I mean?
but,
Like, I think
here's
the
thing.
meat is working
when
for
you put
him.
the Sigma, when you put the Sigma grind set music behind it, like this effete liberal man who is like very clearly breaking his fucking body, mind, and soul, who got like, you know, who almost died from a fucking apple cider attack, whose daughter may not be trying to kill him actively. Okay. Who had to go into a medically induced coma at a certain point in his fucking life. And, you know, that guy, all of a sudden, he looks cool, you know? No, it's normal to be like this fucking lifeless husk who's like, yes, I'm crying all the time because I have a hormonal imbalance, but honestly, it's okay because I've lost a lot of weight.
I've lost weight.
Pizzas in the last 30
The
days.
kids are saying W Riz.
I'm off all my psychiatric drugs. He says that too. Can't you tell I'm doing wonderful? Dude, this man looks like he's on the fucking edge of ending it all.
I stopped snoring.
I stopped
I
storing.
had some autoimmune conditions that seem to have gone away.
That is so stupid.
I'm not taking antidepressants.
Yeah.
My mood isn't perfectly regulated, but...
Dude,
Bro, he got
that's an
addicted to-
understatement. You look like you're going to kill yourself.
No, he got addicted to the barbiturates after this. So he fucking, didn't take, brother. Like,
I don't have to take any meds. I don't wipe anymore.
I've had over 40 pizzas in the last 30 days.
I don't even look to see if it's dirty. I just assume it is.
I'm under a fair bit of stress, so that might have something to do with it. I sleep much less.
That's not
I can
good.
work more.
Are you,
I now
You still
that I
eating your
only eat
all-beef
meat, I
diet?
sleep 2 hours a day.
bro. Especially the sleep part, like, it's so important. Oh my God. For a healthy body, mind, soul, whatever the fuck you want to call it, your sleep is so incredibly important. You need to get, like, it's not a meme that people say, like, you need to get 8 hours. Like, I say this as someone who doesn't get 8 hours, but I'm telling you, like, it's bananas. He's like, yeah, I can work out.
That's
I
a
can
plus.
work more now that I don't sleep.
Yeah, that's a
I
plus
used to
for
say
him.
that. I used to say that when I slept fucking 4 hours.
Nah, yeah.
It
you
just
need-
ruined me.
I'm off my antidepressants and I'm off sleep as well. It turns out sleep is a conspiracy by Big Pillow.
Yeah, sleep is definitely hugely important in your weight loss, weight gain, whatever your dietary, whatever your goals are. Sleep is genuinely important because your body's not going to process hormones correctly. Your body's not going to push out the right kind of hormones that you need.